I'm sorry to tell you, but the worst is yet to come. If you thought 2023 has been a horrible year and it couldn't get much worse, then you will be shocked to find out that you are possibly wrong. Economists are predicting that 2023 will get even worse. We are seeing inflation remain sticky. We are experiencing the beginning of a banking crisis. We have commercial mortgages that we have to worry about. Layoffs are actually starting to increase each and every day. Congress has to pass a debt ceiling increase within the next couple of weeks. Gas prices are projected to increase. Millions of Americans are facing food insecurities. 2023 is only going to get worse. Now, let's address this. Let's address these problems because, again, with every problem, there can be solutions, but you have to find them. First off, let's talk about inflation. Inflation is sticky. It's remaining here in our economy. Food prices continue to rise. Yes, we are seeing some pullback in certain products like meats and other things like that. But again, they got so expensive. Right now, consumers are just saying, no, I do not want to buy that because I can't afford it. Right now, we're also seeing shelter is starting to see, again, we're seeing some modest increases. It's staying pretty consistent, but experts say we're going to see a dip very soon. We know services. This is massive. Services have seen huge increases in prices. If all this continues, it's going to push inflation higher. And that's not what we want to see. We need to see inflation continue to go down. Let's talk about the banking collapse because, again, smaller banks are feeling the impact right now. But when smaller banks feel this impact and they start to collapse, it's actually going to trickle up to the big banks. The big banks are going to feel the impact. And when the big banks feel the impact, that's when we're going to see a full economic shift. As of right now, we're just seeing some modest changes. But again, once the big banks start to collapse or we start to see more pressure, that's when things are going to change. This is where commercial mortgages come in. Commercial mortgages are not going to improve. According to experts, commercial mortgages are going to be the problem. This is what's going to take down our economy. Experts predicted back in 2021 that if we didn't get back to work, if we didn't go back into the office, that employment would take a hit and we could see it change forever. Guess what happened? It did. Employment took a hit. It has changed forever. People are now working from home, doing jobs that before employers did not think was possible to do that job at home. Guess what? They can now do it. Because of technology and the change over the past 3 years, people are now working from home full time. Right now, this is one of the biggest issues that's causing the commercial mortgage crisis. And this is only going to exacerbate the layoffs that we are seeing simply because we have to go through this. Again, we have been through something very similar, but not like it is today. So that's why commercial mortgages are a major issue as well. And let's talk about the debt ceiling. Because again, the debt ceiling is a massive crisis, but it's a short-term problem. This, again, we've been going through this for the past couple of years, but this is a short-term problem because right now we have about, I think, 19 days to get something done before we could potentially default on our debts. Now, when Congress finally agrees to something that both sides can pass, according to experts, they say it's going to hurt millions of people because Republicans are demanding spending cuts. And according to the reports that are out just today, Democrats are going to give in to some of these. They understand that they have to, but at the same time, they want Republicans to understand that we have to bring in more revenue. But how do we do that? That's where these discussions are going. But talking about additional price increases, talking about additional revenue, something that the government gets revenue from is from gas, right? Gas prices. Now, what's going to happen very soon is we're going to have a summer mixture, which always increases prices. This normally happens in the beginning of June, so we're pretty close to that. We're also going to see summer travel is going to increase. This is going to push prices up. We know this is going to happen. We see it every single year. It's nothing new. The other issue is oil prices right now, right about $70. $70 a barrel isn't horrible, but OPEC, they want to see gas prices up to $90, $100 a barrel because obviously they make more money. So this is why this is another issue. Gas prices are going to increase if we see oil per barrel sit around $70. And I say this because OPEC is likely going to cut production. They've done it before, they will do it again. Again, nothing new. But we understand it could happen again. And again, this is why it's a problem, because we don't know when they're going to do it. Another thing is food insecurity. As gas prices go up, food actually becomes more expensive. And when food becomes more expensive, guess what? Lower income households have a tough time paying for food that is increasing by 50% or 100%. They just can't afford it. Millions right now are struggling to put food on the table because of the price increases that we've seen and the decrease in SNAP benefits. We knew this was going to happen. Lawmakers said this was something they were anticipating. They didn't realize how big of an issue it was going to be, but now they're starting to see it. But now they're saying this could potentially get even worse if prices continue to increase. Again, 2023 is going to be even tougher as we move through the year. The reason why I bring this up is because a lot of people keep on thinking that, okay, inflation's coming down. This means that things are going to go back to normal. Nothing's going to go back to normal to 2020, right? To 2019. We're not going to see that. What we are going to see are these changes, these tweaks, because businesses had to pivot. The American people had to pivot. Our government had to pivot. It's not just here in the United States. Mexico made changes. China made changes. Germany, Russia, everybody made changes. This is part of the problem, is now we have to figure out how we can live within this new economy, our new global economy. Again, according to experts, they say the worst is yet to come. I just wanted to warn you because I know a lot of people keep on thinking that, okay, we are going to see interest rates come down. We're going to see home prices come down. We're seeing stocks come down. Maybe it's time to jump in, right? You see car prices coming down. Should you buy it just now? Well, maybe. Or maybe you need to wait. That's a decision you have to make. Just understand, experts and economists are now saying the worst is yet to come.